Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. There's just a few quick things I want to share with you that I have discovered upon my own investigation, because clearly we're the ones that are supposed to be investigating this because no one else is. So what I've discovered is in North Carolina, for civil trials, you are entitled to a jury trial. Therefore, you can demand your right to a jury trial within 10 days of any pleading or service. In addition to that, what I've uncovered is the fact that there are numerous ways to adjudicate and handle and address the matters that we're dealing with in the courts, with family courts. And we're hiring attorneys at exorbitant amounts that are required for us to pay, regardless of the kind of trauma and chaos we're dealing with. And what's happening is we're not being told of our options. We're being told of the way that the attorney at hand can make the most money. And the fact that they know that they can't end contact with an unhealthy, dangerous individual with your child. They're not there to end that contact. They're there to comfort you when you fail to be able to protect your child, so you can keep coming back. Or they'll tell you what you have to pay for them to appear for you again, and you feel like you have no other choice because look at all the corruption, right? In reality, a lot of it's just not corruption. It's just your lack of knowledge, bliss-filled ignorance, trusting someone who has been assigned to being responsible for speaking for you because they were nice to you or they seemed like they were trustworthy. You trusted in what they were telling you, but you didn't read the rules of the court. You didn't read the rules of civil procedure. And by reading those in North Carolina was the only way I found out that an attorney in my case, Reginald Alston, who lost a suit against the Forsyth County Courthouse, the clerk's office, for millions of dollars, obviously wasn't accepted within the court system. They were cast out because of the suit they filed, the balls it took to file that. They lost. He lost. So when he saw my case, which the person who referred me to him was someone I trusted and admired very much, so I didn't think twice. It took me reading the rules of civil procedure to understand that he set it up. He set this up. He slandered me. He saw the defamation of character. He saw the scam. He also saw a way of getting back in the court's good graces. Unfortunately, that involved harming a child. And there has been so much harm and trauma that has come from that decision that he made. And it was only because he lied to me about procedure that I figured it out. If it wasn't for me educating myself, I might have never known. He took on cases afterwards. He intentionally set situations up in the courthouse, incidents that portrayed me to be how he wanted me to appear, not to be taken seriously, because upon my own investigation, which he told me I had to investigate myself, I felt no other, I felt like there was no other choice. I found proof of liability within numerous agencies, and the fact that none of them had ever investigated, that they had assassinated my character for years based on false information, and that it had been a complete defamation of my character. Clearly, narcissistic individuals are a danger to anyone that has a soul, myself included. And it took me a long time to realize, but I see now why no one would help me. And this toxic, unhealthy, fraudulent individual definitely took advantage. And it took a long time for me to see. I'm sure he didn't think I'd ever see but my eyes are wide open. So, you know, the knowledge that I can demand a jury trial, the knowledge of how to get evidence and how to, or what I can file is a huge deal, because you think you're just like, oh, I'm shit out of luck, can't file anything, I'm stuck with this horrible, cruel, and unusual, you know, corporal punishment is what it feels like when your children are involved. But there are options, and it's completely unconstitutional for us not to be aware that nobody's playing by the rules and we don't know the rules. And it's affecting our next generation and our children and our lives, and it's breaking these amazing mothers and women down based upon their emotional reaction to the loss and the lack of the ability to protect their children. Like, it's such a sadistic perspective. It's true though. Like, they've made a business off of trauma and harm. And I was thinking about the Bible talking about the Leaven and the Pharisees. This is clearly something that you could correlate to that. The legal profession has become darkness instead of light, when it could be something much more valuable than what it is now. It's been demeaned and devalued and degraded, just like the women that it has taken advantage of. And I think that there is a much more useful and helpful way that things could be, and I plan on focusing on that and continuing to educate myself and other women on the fact that you shouldn't be trusting any attorneys or judges. Educate yourself.